I'd like to introduce you to some of the basic concepts when playing Tara. It's based on a square board, a grid of 7 by 7 squares. Taking off the 4 corners, that leaves a total number of 45 squares. We call these squares hills, and on the hills go ring forts. This is a red one. When placing it, you notice the central square of it, that lines up with the square cutout of the board, so that rests in there completely. When we talk about territory later in the game, we're simply counting the total number of ring forts that each player has used throughout the game. Adjacent. That's a term used for a new ring fort being adjacent horizontally or vertically next to an existing ring fort. So this here touches red, so it does there, there and there. The diagonals aren't adjacent, they don't touch, you see the gap in between. So that is adjacency. Notice also that they touch on the long edge. So don't place it down like that. Long edges, they fit perfectly. To besiege. You can only besiege a single ring fort. It has to be isolated and totally surrounded like this. This red ring fort is now totally besieged. You can also besiege it on the edge of the board, like so, surrounding it with 3, or only by 2 on the corner. Indeed, even if a ring fort isn't there, you have besieged hills here and here. Linking. When I place another ring fort adjacent to one of my own, like this, I link them. You see, if you look closely, there are little ridges on top of each ring fort, and when you have 2 side by side, they describe the rectangle of the bridge. They're there and there, so you just slap that down there, it fits. It doesn't fit that way around, it just doesn't stick in, so that way around. If I build here, this ring fort is adjacent to 2 others, so I use 2 bridges. One there and one there. You'll notice that a row of ring forts have the bridges orientated the same way throughout the row. If I was to place one there, I'd link it this way, and indeed, the 4th way, it would be this way. Okay. Notice that the bridges are at 90 degrees to the other ones. In actual fact, this row or column, they're all placed that way. Another handy thought is that when you have bridges down and you want to link new ones, they form a T shape. So this is a cross, and that's the stroke down, and you butt them up in the middle like that to form another T. So I can do this and this and know that everything fits. Okay. Capturing. You can only capture a single ring fort, and it has to be totally besieged. So if I place a blue here, I've now totally besieged that red. So when it comes to capturing, I simply remove that red, and I can tip down on the corner of it, lifts up, that's removed and is replaced by blue. And because this new blue one is adjacent to 4 others, I use 4 bridges automatically to link them together, like so. You'll have to refer to each set of rules for each game to determine when the capture is made in that particular game. You can also capture a ring fort on the edge of the board, and it only takes 3 to surround it. You remove that and use 3 bridges. Or on the corner, you only need 2 to surround it, and capture it. That's removed and replaced. Even if the hills are empty, these are still besieged by blue. Okay, so if red was to go there, that's basically committing suicide. That would be captured, depending on the game, of course. And finally, the Knight's Move. Knight's Move is used in Sacred Hill and High Kings of Tara, and it's similar to the Knight's Move in chess. So for this one, these two ring forts are a Knight's Move apart. So if I go 1, 2 in one direction and 1 in another direction, this is the Knight's Move. 2 and 1 or 1 and 2. All these other positions are a Knight's Move from this central one here. Like so.